We're here at the IMN ADU conference. I'm here with Trent Holland, our VP of Acquisitions. We're super excited to be here because it's like an ADU renaissance here in California, and we've got a New York firm throwing a huge conference covering architecture, policies, zoning, changes, banking, everything around the ADU industry. We're super excited to be on the panels, contributing and also learning from our peers and talking about how incredible this industry has revolutionized housing in California.
Daniel Skolnick, I'm founder and CEO of Atlas West Group. We are an urban infill developer in San Diego. We're a full cycle developer, owner, operator. We are building about $100 million worth of ADUs right now throughout the city, spanning 22 projects. We're using a lot of the ADU density bonus program, and we're predominantly an aggregator. We hold 80% of the product we build, and merchant build the other 20%. When we look at a project, we really like to figure out, obviously highest and best use, and we really use a mix of conversion and excess land. And we're on the excess land panel, so I'll talk a little bit about that. We really like properties with small properties and a lot of excess land. There's usually fragmentation in the marketing of that, and it's usually mispriced. And so there's a great opportunity to arbitrage that and build ADUs, which is a big part of our business. But we don't just focus on that. Conversions are definitely a low-hanging fruit. There's also endless possibilities. What we're seeing is FAR is the biggest limiter, right? And so we kind of cobble together what we can do with excess land. We're comfortable with ground-up construction and maxing out the conversion to really eat up all the FAR. It's going to create the highest and best use product. It's also going to make it a lot more palatable for an end-use tenant because if you overbuild it or you don't densify it enough, you've really got to push rents to make the project work. And so we also like to balance the size of the project, the number of units, and we don't like to do a bunch of micro units. We like to build sustainable workforce housing. That's kind of our approach to the projects we develop. In AB 1033, we're hoping San Diego will opt in on that. We think being able to condom map ADUs is going to be a big opportunity, especially in an environment where we will all see cap rate expansion. It's going to give more optionality for developers and also to create big opportunity for first-time home buyers, right, that are getting squeezed out of the market. So we're closely tracking that. We're hoping San Diego is going to be an opt-in on that. I'm also going to answer a question up here. What development yield are you typically building to? We won't touch a deal unless we can see a 6.6 on our model. We're typically building to a 6.8 or greater. On pure conversion space, you really should be seeing double digits if you're not attributing any land cost to that. But on a fully baked model, 6.6 is the lowest we'd like to see. Untrended, but we really, if we looked at our portfolio, a bell-shaped curve would probably fall around 6.8, 6.9. I think it's going to get really creative when you start to mix and match these programs. Right? There's a lot to be said and seen how cities are going to adopt that and marry them. SB9 for us isn't a good tool just because it's so cumbersome. I'm glad it's there. There's some people doing it. That's the point in housing policy is you create a lot of tools and see who's going to pick them up. We think AB 684 will be interesting. It's really designed for sale, which is not a place we dabble in too much. So I don't know how we'll adopt it. I think 1033 for us is a little more exciting just because we've got more optionality on how to condom map and what to do with them. That's just the way we're looking at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool new stuff. I put out a proposal last week. I think it was the first of its kind. I've been doing this for 3 years now, just exclusively in the multifamily space. And something like when you mix and match these laws and kind of like double down and you get a place like a San Jose or a San Diego that you can do a lot of development and even build out a for rent or a sales scenario, I think it's really exciting.
I would add one more thing though. I think it's going to, because we're seeing deed restrictions on ADUs, right? And so we've got to make sure that when you program your deal, you're not going to have an overlap because if you miss that, it's going to be a real mess.
You also have inclusionary fees.
Yeah, inclusion for sure. Man, I would love to say, I would look for partners that just do the job they signed up to do, which is few and far between. But in all seriousness, when we select, our partners are, first of all, we have different partners. We have investors, those are capital partners. We're a syndicator, but our vendors, the folks that design, build, erect our structures, we focus on the team first. Who are they? What's the makeup? How long they've been doing it? Two, what's their execution ability? Are they going to sign up a lot of clients and, you know, overpromise and underdeliver, or is the principal or the owner going to be on site? Like, really, that's so important to us, is the execution. And third, we really look at the balance sheet of our partners, because in an industry that's growing so fast, there's shiny nickels everywhere, right? And people tend to chase that. And so their word or their warranty or their rep is truly only as good as the balance sheet backing it. And so we really look for that when we select our contractors and architects.